Okay, welcome to La Dolce Vita 2024, Wonder and Wander. So I'm going to tell you a little bit today about where we're going and what we'll be doing for this trip upcoming. So this is the area that we're going to be going to right here. Let me point out a few places that you may know. Here's Florence, and actually down here is Rome. Just let me know, can you see my cursor, Colleen?
Sorry. Yes, it disappeared for a sec. I do see it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so right down here is Rome. Up here is Florence. Up here is Geneva. Milan is up here, and over here is Nice. These are kind of the towns that you might recognize here. And where we're going is actually right between Geneva and Nice, and it's on the Ligurian coast. It's called Fiori di Liguria because it's where they grow so many of the flowers that we get in our area here. So this is the area that we will be staying in, and there's a reason we chose this area, and we'll get to that. Okay, so first of all, one of the reasons we chose this is that this is the home of Jerry's family. Now, this happens to be, Jerry is my husband, and he travels with me. And this is a group of men that when he went to the village of his grandfather, they all had known his grandfather. They were playing bocce ball at the time. This is a small little village up in the mountain, and they pulled out a dusty bottle of wine to share with him. So it's very much about family. And this is the family that we spend time with whenever we go to Italy to spend family. And this is the family that will actually be hosting some of our events, including inviting us into their home to learn to make pizza. For one thing, this is Giacomo. He is a cousin-in-law, if you will. And this is down in his basement. And they invite us down, and the group down into their home, and they make amazing pizzas for us. This is a picture of Jerry's mother and his father, and these were cousins and friends of his grandmother's that invited us into their home to serve us a little bit of aperitif, if you will. And so it really is the home of our Italian family. And this is our cousin's home. We will also be invited into another cousin's home, and we will be invited to come here. We'll have an afternoon to paint, to just be in the lifestyle of the Italian family here. And this is the local church. This is a high village overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. And there is a church over here. Sometimes there's a wander over to the church into the village. Some people stay and paint. Some people, especially if anybody speaks Italian, there will be time speaking with Christina, who will be cooking for us. This is the direct cousin of my husband, and she is the Nona now. She is like the matriarch, and this is her daughter, her granddaughter, I should say. And the house is situated, the one you just saw is situated in the olive orchard that's owned by Christina and her husband. And so this is all a family experience of coming to their homes. And these are the two sisters that are Jerry's cousins, that both of them, we go into both of this is Giacomo's wife, Piera, and this is Christina, and her husband is Cesare. And so we go into their homes and they cook for us. They share the Italian hospitality and share the lifestyle of Italy. This was a meal that they had cooked one time for us. We will actually be having two different meals, but it's just they are about the food and the welcoming in. This is our other cousin Roberto right here. And this was a meal that we had many, many years ago, because right here, Nina Pawana, this is Roberto and his wife. Nina Pawana is now like 19 and gorgeous. And so you could see how long ago we were there. And so it is about the food, but the food is about the family. And so it's always wonderful to experience time with the local family. This is one time when Jerry and I were leaving and heading to on a train, Jerry and Aaron and I on a train, and they all took us to the train. These are several different cousins from different families, and they all came to wave us goodbye. And there you can see Nina Pawana is a little bit older there, right? This is the hotel that we stay in. It's called the Hotel Belvedere on the Mediterranean Sea. And this will be our fourth visit there to the hotel, bringing a group. And the staff and everybody knows us and they love us. And it's just like coming home. This is from the hotel rooms that we have, and this is looking out at the Mediterranean Sea. Right here is the small town of Cervo, where our son went to preschool. And you can look this way, and then you'll see a view in a minute where you look, this is to the east, and then you can look to the west, and you see the Mediterranean Sea all the way out there. And this is one of the pools and their beach front that they have, which there's another picture here. There is the beach front right there. And these are the rooms that have balconies and or terraces that overlook the sea. And this is the lobby where we can gather and do various things at the hotel. This is one of the rooms, and you can just see you wake up to the Mediterranean Sea there. Another double room, and there you can see that you get a front row seat to the Mediterranean Sea. This is a single room. If you're single and want a room to yourself without paying the premium price, you actually get to look at the mountains. So that's a beautiful option as well. This is the outdoor patio where you can have lunch or aperitif in the afternoon when we have some free time. Some more beautiful scenery around there. And this is called a Thessalosian pool, which is kind of like a therapeutic pool. It's lukewarm, so it's very nice. And then here's the pool, and then next to the pool is the ocean. So there are many options here. This is the private little harbor that's built. Now we're going at the end of April, beginning of May. There's a chance that it's hot and sunny, and we've been there when it's been a little bit cooler, and mostly we stayed in the Thessalonian pool. So depends on the weather and the year, just like it does anywhere. But it's always gorgeous environment to be in. This is the promenade. Sorry, it's a little buzzy, but this promenade is just like 100 feet from the hotel. And so we can walk along the promenade and sit here and have coffee or afternoon aperitif. And the passeggiata is a very big tradition with the Italians. And then this is the town that we are staying in called Diano Marina. And this is the street with the shops and so forth. All of this is walking distance from the hotel. And here you can see this is a nice place in the town of Diano Marina to have aperitivo or a meal or coffee. That's what I was trying to say. Here again, you can look at the streets there. The main street is closed off, so it's a walking street. This is a venue that we will not be using this next year. It's kind of not available to us. This is the view once again from the home of Christina looking out. That's Chervo again out there. So when we go to her home, we look out over the Mediterranean Sea from up above. And this is a painting that I have done from her town. Now the painting, I do instruction a little bit, but it's always very basic and simple what we do. This is a town that is in Italy that is a possibility that we visit to have our lunch and so forth, and to set up to paint. And for those who want to wander, there's always places to wander. We may be doing a cooking class. This time I'm looking at a cooking class, which we would go to by train to Genoa and go to the market and shop, and then have a cooking class there in Genoa, and then get back on the train and come back. So that would be, and this is what the marketplaces look like there. And we would actually have a guide that takes us through the marketplace and helps, does the shopping, and then we go back to the kitchen and cook. We also have another day or two that we go to the local markets. It's not just vegetables and food. There is a lot of fun shopping to do as well. So you can see the windy streets here of different villages that we visit. This actually happens to be Nice. This trip, we probably won't visit downtown Nice, but there's always beautiful things. This is in Monaco, and what happens on these trips is somebody says they really want to go to Monaco, we make that happen. This is actually a winding garden down from the top where the prince's home is up above, and then you can walk down this beautiful Mediterranean garden to the bottom. This is a town that we definitely spend time in. This is Piva di Teco, and one day we go up to an antique fair that's here in Piva di Teco, and then we go over to a local winery that's award-winning winery, and we do have wine tasting and all kinds of great aperitifs with that. Then this is the vintner there, and it's this village that we go to is up the tiniest little village up to this mountaintop. And if we have the opportunity, we will have a garden party. Like I said, a lot of this is and time to write or make art or whatever. It depends on the group of people that gather what we actually end up doing. But this is some of the trails along the Mediterranean Sea for those who love to wander. And then there is always painting, and not that we are making masterpieces. We are there to be still and be invited into the environment we are in. Hence the glass of wine, right? And the other thing about this is that while we are painting, other people are wandering, people in the group. And what that does, and why I love the format of painting, is it really slows us down, whether somebody's wandering or whether we're wondering, and in the creative process. And it can be writing. I've had writers on there that have done writing during that time. And I also teach some other interesting art processes. This is actually a picture from when we were in Ireland. And this is, I always provide chairs because it's just so that we can have respite when we need to and when we're doing art. So here we were all drawing on the Irish. Here we were sitting in the grass. This was in Scotland at a castle. And we were actually doing some painting there. And that's the painting that came from that. So you can see it's not extremely involved. And I do teach a painting technique that people have. It's basically a follow what I do type of thing, but you come out with it's a very unique style that helps people become successful at the painting. And this was also in Ireland here where we were painting. And this was so much fun because, like I said, I teach this method. There were some people laying on a blanket over there watching us, and they thought this is never going to work out. But when it came about, this is the painting that I did, and everybody else was very successful. And the people that were watching us were stunned at the results that we got. So this is at a local retreat, but it just shows that I have easels, but not wooden easels, but it just kind of shows painting in the environment. And I love to bring people together to eat and to be creative together. This is the town of Empatia. It's the next town over. It's a larger town. And this is often we do a little walking tour up through here. Like I said, it all depends on the interests of the people. We'll have lots of opportunities. This is I don't remember what town that is, but you can see how this is Empatia. This is the promenade in Empatia. And this was a group that traveled with me to Scotland. And at the last minute, we heard about this mystical glen to go to. And that was so we just switched gears and we did that. And that's one of the things I like about traveling with a small group, is that it does have some flexibility in it. So that is the slideshow that I have. So I'm really happy to and open to answering any questions that you might have, Colleen.
Do I have questions? How long is the
Okay, so the trip is 10 days, and it's from April 27th to May 6th. And I help you make arrangements to get there and to depart. If you want to do any other traveling before or after, I also help you figure that out. And I'd encourage people, if they can take more time and do something else, then I encourage them to do that. And so the thing is that you fly in and out of Nice to get there. And so unless you want, and so like I've had travelers that have gone to Paris ahead of time and then fly to Nice, and we arranged to pick them up and bring them. It's about an hour into Italy from Nice, and also work at getting them back to the airport on the 6th is the actual flight day. So the flights would be, you would want to be in Italy by the 20th in Diano Marina. We have a family dinner, a family and traveler dinner, and it is a blast because it's all of our family comes out and we eat at the hotel and just have an amazing dinner and get to know each other right off the bat. And then you would depart on the 6th. And like I said, if you go to other places, I can help arrange that. We had people that went to Paris ahead of time and then came in. Then we had people that went to Paris afterwards. You're able to go to, if you want to go to Florence or Pisa or anywhere in that area. We went to Portugal last year afterwards, and that was really awesome. That's a little bit more of a trek, but actually you just go into Nice and you can fly from Nice to Portugal. But I can help with all other travel arrangements.
Do you provide the art supplies?
I provide all art supplies and easels and the chairs and things like that. And I also have some drawing supplies and things. If people have specific things that they like to do, then they can bring, you know, like some people may like to do pastels or things like that, so they could do that. But yes, I provide all art supplies.
And you provide transportation, or do people rent their own cars?
No, I provide all transportation once you get to Nice Airport. If you come in on the 27th, I provide transportation to, and all the other transportation is provided except for days that we have off. And if you want to go, I help you figure out how to go there. And sometimes I'll have a car, plus we have a van that will take us to our group tours. And so and then also there's the bus. I had one group that wanted to go to Genoa last time, so they just took the train on their own, but I drove them to the train station and things like that. So you don't need to worry about transportation. I can help you find the bus, or we have about 3 days during the 10 days. There's about a half a day sometimes, or a full day. I at least provide 2 full days, and I can arrange for massages and so forth. Those are not included in the trip, but there's extras that I help you arrange and pay for depending on what your special interests are. And then we go shopping at the marketplaces. I have great places, you know, to look for your souvenirs and things like that. So yeah, transportation is included if you come in on the same day and leave on the same day. I have got yeah, I'll just say that, but I can talk individually to people about their ideas and what they might like.
How fun. Do you take everybody to mass on Sunday?
I arrange for, well, so we may even have an opportunity to go to a Jewish church, because there may be somebody who's traveling that's Jewish. A Jewish church, a synagogue. Yeah, and then also if people are interested in mass, I leave Sunday mornings available and can arrange for them to go to mass if they would like to do that. And then let me tell, pardon?
And I don't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come back to me.
So once I have, so one of the things is that I want to encourage people not to book. In fact, do not book once you sign up with me, and it's a $500 deposit to hold your space, and it's completely refundable up until I have my minimum number that I need to go. And then I will say, okay, now, you know, we'll work on the rest of the payment. And if so, you don't book your airfare until it's a go for sure, because I have to meet my minimum number, which is 8 people. And so I'm just starting to do enrollments. And so and the first few people, I'm not, yes, Ruby. And Ruby wants to play. I do have discounts. So the full cost, not including airfare, because I don't provide that because there's so many different variations and people come from different places and they want to go to different places. So the full fare is $4,500 per person. If there's 2 people traveling, I have a discount for that. If you bring a friend, I have a discount for that. If you refer people, So there's a lot of variations to that price for those first few people, especially that sign up. And I often discount up, there's opportunity to get discounts for up to having the $600 to having the price of the fare cost $3,900. So it's kind of like, you know, point system.
So the 4,500 includes hotel and food
Okay,
and
so it includes full hotel, transportation, and I provide 3 to 4 evening meals and at least 1 lunchtime meal and all breakfasts. And that's so that people can also have other choices to go other places. So like the first night, we have a first dinner and it's with the whole family, that's included. When we go up to the winery, that is included. When we go to uh a specific town to paint, then I let you know which meals are included and which meals are not. And the other reason that I only provide 2 meals a day is because when I'm traveling, at least if I eat breakfast, I don't usually eat until dinner. So that's why we do that. So both meals at the family's houses are provided. I pay them to provide the meals for us. So but a lot of people on our nights off or whatever want to wander into Deanna Marina or something and go eat. Some people get tired of eating, you know, so I just kind of if you can believe it, or they want a little break from, you know, ongoing things. But I make sure everybody's well taken care of. So yeah. I pay for the big meals, put it that way.
yeah. Can't think of anything else. I can't remember what well, I'll find out if I go. The technique, I was curious about that. But that'll be fun. I'll leave some surprises.
Yeah.
Are you still doing Ireland or Scotland next year as well?
When I book this, I may look at doing the Scotland trip later in August. If not, I'll do that next year. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the year after, I'll probably do Ireland. Yeah. And if you're one of the first people enrolled in that, then you get to have a lot to do with, you know, what we do and where we go and stuff like that. So, okay, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording.